Hello everyone, I am here today with my March wrap-up. First things first, I did dye my hair. It is much darker and I do really like it this way. So it might stay this way for a little while. And the glasses are not just decoratory. I have terrible eyesight, but I didn't really want to wear my contacts today, so glasses. So my reading month of March was very good. I managed to read 11 books during the month of March. So the first book that I finished reading was The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. This was the third and final book in his Mistborn trilogy, and while the first one is still my favorite book in the trilogy, this one gave it a fantastic ending, and I'm glad that it ended the way it did. As soon as I finished that book, I wanted more from this world, and there is one book that is not part of the trilogy, takes place a few hundred years after it, and it takes place on the same planet, in the same world, and you get to see how time kind of progresses after the end of the trilogy. That book is The Alloy of Law by Brandon Sanderson. I have to say that I loved this book the most out of all of the Mistborn series. It was a fantastic book, and I was really worried going into it because it's set kind of during the old western timey part of this time of this planet, and I do not like westerns pretty well at all. So I was worried about it, but it turned out really good, and it's going to be the first book in another trilogy set in this world, and I am really looking forward to reading the rest of them. After The Alloy of Law, I picked up a book that I had been looking forward to reading for a few months. That book was Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld. I've only read the Ugly series by Scott Westerfeld. I've read it, and it was really good. I liked the Ugly series better, I think, but it was really a good couple of books because every other chapter is the real world where this girl has written a book called The Afterworlds, where she tells a kind of story that goes through the worlds of Afterworld, and then the chapters that are her are on how the process that she kind of goes through after writing the book to get it published. She's already accepted by a publisher at the beginning, and it's just the process of actually going from I wrote a book to here it is in the real world in a book format. And I found both sides of that to be pretty interesting. Shifting Shadows by Patricia Briggs. This is a collection of short stories that are set in the Mercy Thompson and Alpha and Omega, and it had some really great stories, including how Bran and Samuel became werewolves in the beginning, and that was nice. And then my favorite character in this series is Ben. I absolutely love Ben, and he gets his own short story in this, and it just cracked me up. Ben's sense of humor, while kind of twisted, is something that I really enjoy. On to the last books that I read for the month. I reread almost the entire series of The League by Sherilyn Kenyon. I talked about this in my wrap-up video for last August. I had read all of them during the month of August, and then I had felt the need to reread the entire series this last month, so I did. You have Born of Night. Book 2 is Born of Fire. I have lent that book out at the moment, so I don't have it physically in my possession. Then you have Born of Ice, Born of Silence, Born of Shadows, and Born of Fury. In between Born of Shadows and Born of Fury is a short story. It was 200 pages. That is Cloak and Silence, which I only have on my ebook reader. It is my favorite couple in the whole thing. In Born of Shadows, you get my favorite male lead character. Darling is fantastic. Darling is his name, not a nickname I'm using for him. It is actually his name. And then you have Born of Fury, which to me is the most amusing of the books in the series because the guy's sense of humor in Born of Fury is just fantastic and very sarcastic. So yeah, that was the 11 books that I read during the month of March. It was a really good reading month for me, and and it brings my total number of pages read to 9,940 so far this year, and it's only been 3 months. Alright, that's all I have for you guys tonight. I should have another video up in a couple of days. I just got my brand new bookshelf that was my Christmas present from my dad. As soon as I get that set up and get this mess kind of cleaned up, I will be doing a bookshelf tour. Yeah, that's all I have for you guys tonight. I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Alpha and Omega world. What is there? Oh, okay. It's like, why is there a big blank spot?